Welcome to the Happenin Halo channel. My name is Christine and I'm a prophetess of God. I have a message for you. This is a little bit of controversial, but you may not see it that way. I don't actually see this as a controversial topic. It is a message that I channeled in regards to, asking, you know, is there a hell or is there a purgatory? Mainly my question was, is there a hell? And the archangel that was with me, um, identified himself, and his name is similar, but it's not him, okay? Because believe me, I freaked out when he first said his name. His name is Archangel Lucifer, and he identified himself as the Archangel Uriel's father and of the throne's choir of the nine choir of God's angels, okay, and in heaven, okay. Now I asked him the question, is there a hell, or what can you tell me about it to tell people? And this is pretty interesting what he had to say. So before I say this, I'm just the messenger to deliver the channel message. This is not my own understanding. This is not my own belief. This is not what I was raised with. This is not my own opinion. Okay. This is just the message from him channeling it through me to tell you. So it will help you maybe understand if you have a relative, that's of one of this, it explained it very well. Okay, so he explained to me there is no hell, only the hell we cause for ourselves. So it's like your own, in your own hell. Okay. Now, the first one is the most severe. It's for people who die from suicide. These people cannot, this is his words, okay, that I'm channeling, not my words. The first one of the levels of purgatory, okay, which is in your own hell, not hell itself, it's you're in your own hell, is the most severe. It is for people who die from suicide. These people cannot forgive themselves. They are in pain from what they have done to others and what others have done to them. They need to forgive themselves, and others on earth need to pray to forgive them in order for them to move on to the next realm. The second level of purgatory is when people die by their own actions, not suicide, but accidentally. So like an accidental drug overdose is what he's saying, to give you an example. Okay, back to his words. They need people on earth to forgive them in order to move on and eventually move into heaven. The third level of purgatory is called heaven rehabilitation. It is where not all of their loved ones have forgiven them yet, but once they do, they can move into heaven. They are then prepared for heavenly duties and to assist people on earth. As a spirit guide, or not everyone becomes a spirit guide, but some souls evolve to higher levels of consciousness. The fourth level of purgatory is for people that have wronged people on earth and need to be forgiven from people on earth through prayer. Once they are forgiven, they can move on into their new duties into heaven or the heavenly realm. The fifth level of purgatory is for people with minor sins who need to be forgiven from people on earth and forgive themselves. No one in the 5 levels of purgatory can go to heaven until they are forgiven. God decides when they move on and when they go to heaven. There is no hell, only the hell we cause for ourselves. If someone commits suicide, they go to purgatory and stay there in their own hell until their friends and family forgive them, and then and only then they will be released and healed. But if someone dies from a drug overdose and it was an accident and they did not have the intention of suicide, they go to purgatory. They have to be forgiven by all parties of their actions to heal and move on to heaven, to be assigned to someone to help them from the other side. Someone who dies naturally, but in their lifetime, when they were on earth, they inflicted pain on others and hurt people. In order for them to move on, they have to be forgiven by who they hurt. They go to a different level of purgatory. God said heaven rehab or heaven rehabilitation is for people who die and make the transition to the afterlife and go to heal before they are allowed to move forward in other realms and in heaven. God also said that people who do the unthinkable and unspeakable crimes, he specifically deals with them himself. Okay, and the people who do, I was told this later on, that the people who do unspeakable and unthinkable crimes that God only deals with, they can be removed from the book of tree of life or removed. completely from God if it's that bad, if God decides, okay? So you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, really horrendous crimes, you know, really bad stuff. I don't even think I need to give an example of that, but if I had to, I would say people who rape children or something like that. Something it would have to be really bad, okay? Have to be really bad. Okay, so this is what he gave me, and it was, describing what hell is, or what he said is basically we're in our own hell, that's hell, and it's 5 levels of purgatory. And this is not my own words. Trust me, I don't speak like this. I don't talk like this. I'm like really Jersey slang here, like not that proper, okay, not that educated. So, that was from the Archangel Lucifer, not to be confused with that other name, okay? And he is Archangel Uriel's father, and of the throne choir of angels out of God's non-choirs of angels. That is what I channeled. That is not my own understanding or own opinion or own belief. So there you go. I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger.